Hello, and welcome back to another Kids Talk Sports video. Today, and basically this whole week, has not been very exciting or um, a happy mood week. Okay, Chiefs just lost the Super Bowl on Sunday. We're recording this on Wednesday, so they got beat pretty badly. Ave is probably enjoying this a lot. But yeah, so first, I just want to talk about this real quick. The offensive line, okay. I'm gonna show some pictures of Mahomes, okay, in these throws he made, okay. But the O line had backups, a backup playing a different position than they're the backup to. Okay, Mitchell Schwartz was out like basically half the year or something. Eric Fisher tore his Achilles at the end of the AFC Championship, and then one of our O linemen, who's pretty good, opted out of the season. Okay, so we have all these backup O linemen playing against one of the best D lines in the game. And that's just not a good recipe. Okay. Mahomes basically ran for 497 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That basically sums it up right there. Anything you want to say about that?
Yes. First of all, you can't just be saying that. They just played a whole season and made it to the Super Bowl. So it's not like they're experienced, right? It's not like they're not experienced. You act like they just started playing football in the Super Bowl. Like I don't know. Like okay, so Mitchell Schwartz is up. You have to have like that next man up type of
Yeah,
mentality.
Mitchell Schwartz, that was fine. We were fine without him. Now you lose Eric Fisher also.
Yeah, but you act like they just started playing football in the Super Bowl.
The O line, one of the O linemen just started playing football.
Okay, yeah, but they're professionals. You can't just be going criticizing them. Like,
I mean, one of our backups was retired, and we brought him back from retirement. Like, it's just you shouldn't have to go through that. And then Mahomes obviously had the turf toe injury, but that didn't seem to affect him. By the way, he got surgery today, so we wish him best of luck. But
who's we?
what?
Who said who's we?
Yeah. Okay. So okay, but then the other thing I want to say is basically how the Chiefs performed this game. I think any team in the NFL would have beat them, besides maybe the Jets, maybe the Jaguars, and maybe the Bengals. Okay, something like that. The way they played that game, they scored 9 points. They were coached horribly, and they had horrible penalties. Like that's just there. I think any team would have beat them the way they played.
um, I think with the penalties, it's like I hate how they didn't call some of that stuff the previous like in the NFC Championship, but they called everything in the Super Bowl. Like I
But
don't
I think
under
it should be the opposite. I think in the Super Bowl, you should let them play. I think most of the penalties were like they're not bad penalties. Like people complained about the refs, but in reality, I don't think the refs did that bad of a job because they were pretty fair for both sides. Besides some really important things like the Brady thing. Brady said something so bad that he had to apologize to Matthew after the game, and Matthew got the penalty. Like that was messed up. But then and then Breland tripped and Evans got the thing. I think that's a penalty. So
I
yeah,
don't think that's an overthrow because Mike Evans is pretty long, so he can
yeah,
just go out and
that's
get
the
that.
only thing you can't. But see, Brady was so smart there. He knew that like they're gonna give the benefit of the doubt to them. So yeah, and then I just think that what I mean by horrible coaching is at the end of the second
What
quarter.
happened to not criticizing Andy Reid?
Okay, but listen, yeah, okay, but this was his fault. Okay, basically at the end of the first half, right? We're down 14-6. We
hmm
give them the ball. They run first. Like this is like a minute left in the quarter, and they run. That means that they gave up. They're just gonna take a knee or basically waste the time and go to halftime. Instead, what did we do? Call a timeout. Okay, that's kind of fine. It's still really stupid because Brady can tear apart anyone's defense. Now you're talking about the Chiefs' defense, who is really not that good. Okay, so now you're daring him to do a passing play. It's 3rd and 2, or yeah, wait. He passes now, and now it's 3rd and 2, and you call another timeout. I'm speechless. That's so stupid. That's a free timeout. They ended up getting the first down extremely easily, and then go deep and get PI, then get another PI, and then get a touchdown.
Wasn't there like a pick that they called off because of a penalty, or was that a different?
Yeah, but I think Brady wouldn't have thrown that risky of a ball if it wasn't.
Wasn't it tipped by Fournette though? So it wouldn't.
Yeah, maybe it was. It was holding on the Chiefs or something.
Yeah, I think with this holding stuff, like I remember this happened to Michigan last year. They were just calling everything because we're like Chiefs are they're very physical with like receivers.
Yeah, they're really physical so that they can keep up with the receivers.
Right. So if you're being that physical, I mean, you can't be calling everything. I mean, you call once or twice, I guess, but it's fine. But it started to look bad when they got the picks, and it's like they kept getting the stops. Actually, they were like forcing them in the 3rd down and stuff, but they weren't like getting they weren't like, because the penalties like just helped them keep moving forward and forward and forward.
Yeah.
And then eventually they got the touchdown.
But I mean, some of those were so stupid. Like we lined off offsides. I think 2 players lined off offsides.
Because they eventually end up forcing a field goal?
Yeah, they were going to, and then they got offsides. Then Chris Jones also like got a penalty for like shoving the dudes. Like these were stupid penalties that can be controlled. They weren't the ref's fault in most of these. So then yeah, I just think overall the offensive performance sucked, and you could tell who the only person that really cared about still even playing even though they lost was Mahomes, who was like running around in circles making these impossible throws. And they would have hit the helmet of the receiver or / running back. It hit Darrell Williams in the helmet, and that probably would have been the best touchdown in Super Bowl history.
Yeah, but if I'm like that guy who's catching the ball, I wouldn't expect Mahomes falling down, stumbling and jumbling to like throw a perfect spiral accurately. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, at that point, I'm just like, okay, he just got sacked or whatever.
Yeah, that's what you would have.
And also, I think Todd Bowles better get a job next year because he just shut down one of the most powerful or more powerhouse offenses in the entire league. And probably in like the last 3 years, they've probably been the top of the notch offense. Like they've been that good. And he came up with a good scheme and, whatever. I also think that the offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers deserves a lot of credit too. Because the one weakness of Tom Brady is getting pressure.
Yeah, but the RB line sucks, so.
Yeah, but it's like, then again, it's like they also faced Washington football team, which had a really good D line.
Yeah.
And they protected him really well. And then obviously they played the Saints, who are also has, I think, a relatively decent, if you want to say good.
Yeah, they have a pretty good one.
Yeah, and they also protected him really well because Tom Brady's only weakness is
pressure,
getting protected, right? So then he can't hold on, I'm getting a brain fart. He can't run, right? So he's just gonna stand there in the pocket and try to make a throw. And if you get pressure in his face, like the Packers did in that NFC Championship game on those 2 picks, you saw what happened. But they only allowed one sack in the NFC Championship game. They barely got, and I don't even think they had 1 sack allowed in this game in the Super Bowl, right?
Well, I think Frank Clark got 1.
Yeah, he got 1 in the beginning, just like but that was it, right?
Like, so see, here's the other thing about that going into halftime thing, because I don't think people talk about that enough, is football is all about momentum and basically your skill and your momentum. If you're going into halftime 14-6, I think we would have been able to score a touchdown coming out of the gate. But whenever your defense literally falls apart right at the end of the half, and Spagnuolo's like basically Brady's weakness. So then now your defense crumbles, which could have possibly saved you this game. Then like your whole team starts losing confidence, and then from there we wasted like 4 minutes, got a field goal out of the second half, and they score a touchdown in like 2 minutes. And then it's basically game. So, yeah. And the other
I'd
thing
also like to congratulate Tom Brady for being officially the GOAT for the next 20 years, 30 years. Because Mahomes is never going to pass him now.
Yeah.
And USC.
Okay. So there's a couple of scenarios.
There's no scenario. Again. Stop it. Stop
you
it.
Could play him again. Okay.
Stop it. No, that doesn't. He beat 44-year-old Tom Brady if he beat him next year.
First off, okay. So first off, Mahomes. We don't really care about the GOAT. What if what happened to Russell Wilson happens to him, where he never even goes to another Super Bowl? People got to.
What happened to Brett Favre too?
And it got a little too early putting him in the GOAT discussion because obviously he wasn't anywhere near the GOAT. So, but anyways, the scenarios are, first off, Mahomes isn't even in his prime, possibly. Second, they could play in the Super Bowl next year or in 2 years. And third, he could get more Super Bowls. So,
I don't care how many Super Bowls he wins. I don't care how many Super Bowls he go to. He's never going to be better than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he lost to him in the AFC Championship game. What was it, like 2-3 years ago? Right?
Yeah.
Right. And then, obviously, he won the Super Bowl. And then he comes back, goes to the Super Bowl, and loses to the 43-year-old Tom Brady. Come on. 43 years old. You have Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and yourself.
Yeah, but
to Tom Brady, 43 years old.
The first one was not his fault. It was the coin toss decided it. Let's be honest.
Okay, okay. So what? He still lost.
This time
who got down? He was down in the beginning of the game. That's his fault.
That's true because he didn't get any points. But then, like the coin toss, his defense.
If you scored if you had relatively good offense in the first half, you would probably win that game. He didn't have relatively good offense. That's why they lost.
Okay, but I'm gonna look at the score real quick because I don't think it was.
And okay. If it was a close contested game and it wasn't his fault that he lost, maybe. But he got crushed, 31-9. He's not better. He's never going to be better than Tom Brady. Like, even if he beats him next year, he's still going to be. Tom Brady's going to be 44.
Okay, Brady scored 37 points. That's including OT. So I guess yes, he could have scored more points.
It's still his fault. You got outplayed.
Listen, outplayed. People got way too early in the GOAT discussion. I keep putting in quotation marks because no one should have put Mahomes anywhere near Brady yet because he's in his third year. Well, now he's going to be in his
fourth.
Okay,
wasn't he benched for first year?
Well, yeah, first year he was benched. So third year starting is what I meant. Now he'll be in his fourth year. So I think it was way too early, and it's still too early, even after that, especially after that. So, anyways, back to the game. I think the Chiefs are a better team if they had somewhat of their own line, and I really didn't think Eric Fisher getting injured was gonna make that big of a difference, but I guess it did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then the Bucs offense, you could tell if you give Brady that many chances, he's not going to screw up.
And also, I would like to congratulate the punter for losing his job. He had like 3 20-yard punts.
That was another thing. We got a holding call on his one good punt.
He had like 3 20-yard punts. He did. Yeah, there goes your job, buddy. Go look for another job. Buddy's not for you. And that's not helping the defense. Like,
yeah, it's not. Brady the reason Brady had like only 200 yards is because he had short fields.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you
start and didn't they have a goal? That one of the possessions was goal line stand.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. And then talking about yards, I just want to say to all the Deshaun Watson fans, right, that compare Mahomes to Deshaun Watson, this is a perfect example of why Deshaun Watson was the leading passing yard quarterback. Okay, Mahomes had more yards than Brady by like 70 yards, and Brady played much better. Okay, it's because they're all fake yards at the end of the game. So that's why Deshaun got all those yards.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, sure.
You can tell.
Just a hater, man. Come on, like they've been in so many close games. He's literally carried them so many times, and you gonna say like fake yards? Like, what is that supposed to mean? Come on.
They're always down.
Brought up Deshaun Watson for no reason.
No, because Mr. Stephen A. Smith, I know he is a little crazy, but he said that he's an equal to Mahomes. That's just one example. Okay, if anyone that's just a really stupid comment. Okay, I mean that's what he.
Why are you gonna trust Stephen A. Smith?
Okay,
they just need entertainment. Why are you bringing this? Okay, never mind.
Okay, but my point is Deshaun Watson is nowhere near Mahomes, and that's why he was the leader in passing yards.
Literally, earlier this video, you was just saying that the only teams that couldn't beat the Chiefs if they just played each other in the Super Bowl like that were the Jets, what was it? The Jets, the Jaguars, and I don't know who else. But the Texans weren't listed in those. You gonna still hate on him?
He would have probably won that, but that's because I don't think that was.
And look at what he was dealing with. Will Fuller was their best receiver.
Yeah, but then for him to blame the coaching is stupid. Also,
you can blame the defense.
You can blame the defense. The defense sucked, but he thinks that he gets to decide the coach. That shouldn't decide whether he makes the playoffs or not. So. Yeah, anyway, so back to the actual Super Bowl. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. The Chiefs got crushed.
Own your loss like a man. Don't blame it on the Texans.
I mean, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, it's impossible, or not impossible, because Brady did it, but he's the GOAT, and a couple other teams. But it's very difficult to go back-to-back, and we just played the GOAT, and you can tell why he's the GOAT. Even at age 43.
Mahomes will never be the GOAT.
Okay.
Also, like the video if you hate the Chiefs.
Yeah, okay. And, and I just want to point out, once again, the Chiefs are favored to win the Super Bowl again next year.
Mm-hmm.
And, the last thing before we end the video is the Chiefs losing this, kind of like AFC Championship 2018, was that it's now we can figure out what our weaknesses are, and then
it's the D-line and the cornerback.
Rebuild from there. Yeah, exactly. So AFC Championship 2018, we got Spags, we got Matthew, we got Frank Clark, and then our defense was somewhat good. This year, I really hope that they get us another receiver, because Watkins plays half the games. Okay. And then Hardman is not really a number 2. So we need a number 2.
You guys are spoiled. That's just what it is. You guys are spoiled. Anybody, bro, if Mecole Hardman was on another average team, he would be their starting number 1 wide receiver.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, he would. No. Yes.
No,
you guys are just so spoiled. If you give Aaron Rodgers Mecole Hardman, Mecole Hardman would become Offensive Player of the Year.
Hardman is like a Valdes-Scantling, except quicker.
Right. So, that's exactly right.
So he has a Valdes-Scantling.
Whatever. I'm just saying you guys are spoiled. You just take this stuff too much for granted.
Listen, okay, when we have Hill, he's studly. Okay, he's a perfect number 1.
Yeah.
Kelsey will have him. He'll be in his prime for probably, hopefully, 3 more years. So then, after that, then you will probably need a tight end. But then we need a number 2, and then I think we'd be good on offense.
You gotta spoil that quarterback, that wide receiver, and that tight end. You say you want another wide receiver.
That's why we're in the Super Bowl.
I know, which is why Aaron Rodgers needs another target.
The receiver ASAP. Instead, they drafted Jordan Love.
I mean, which helped him in a way.
Yeah, but I mean, he shouldn't need that motivation if he's actually good.
Yeah, well, I mean, he came out. Okay, you know what? This is off topic, but he just came out the worst year of his career.
Yeah. Rodgers played incredible, but anyways.
Also, I forgot to say, Rodgers won MVP. We didn't make a video about the NFL honors, but basically what happened was Rodgers won MVP. For some reason, Darren Donald won.
Yeah, that was so. I don't agree with that at all.
Offensive Rookie of the Year was Herbert, right? That was kind of dumb. I thought it'd be Justin Jefferson
Oh,
because
I knew Herbert would win. I think Herbert's going to be better in the long
how
run.
do you? I mean, you gave him Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I thought usually like they don't name Offensive Player of the Year quarterback. It's usually MVP. But whatever. And then I forgot who won Offensive Player of the Year, but I think it was Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it was Derrick Henry. And then
And
defensive was
yeah,
TJ Watt, like you said, or Aaron
Aaron
Donald.
Donald. It should have been TJ Watt, but
Yeah,
it was Aaron Donald.
Yeah. And then honestly, for the Chiefs moving forward, like I said, they need a second receiver and they really need a D line.
And also, I forgot to say, Peyton Manning, Calvin Johnson, and Charles Woodson, go blue, went to the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to them also.
Yeah, there were some other people, but yeah.
No, those are the main people.
main.
And also, Calvin Johnson, if you'd like to join the Packers, we take you with open arms. Just saying that right now.
Yeah. So, anyways, if you have any video ideas, like we've said in previous videos, put them in the comments. And like Abe said, like the video if you hate the Chiefs. And hopefully they can win next year.
No, they can't. No.
Yeah.
No, hopefully. No, hopefully.
They can.
No.
They can.
No.
So, yeah.
But watch out for the Packers, though, if they draft a wide receiver. A good one.
Sure. Sorry, but in our upcoming video on the predictions, we better not have the Packers in the Super Bowl. Yeah, anyways.